Hello, Abraham's Wallet listeners. I am coming to you with a interruption from your regularly scheduled schedule and programming. Uh, I
This is wild to be seeing these people on a different day of the week. This is wild.
Whether it was in the title or not, I don't know because that's the job of the producer to figure out. But
Yeah.
now I'm here to tell you, you're currently listening to bonus content.
What?
This is a bonus episode, and before you get too
Just
happy about
free
that,
just a free extra like
before you get too excited, um, this is going to be an unabashed uh, appeal to you to join us for the Five Capitals Work It weekend that's happening
Yes.
in October. Now, some of you, you've
Yes.
already signed up.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Uh, and some of you can't come. You've already said no. I'm doing something else that weekend.
Can't do it. Kids can't do it.
I'm gonna tell you that Steve has a story about some things that it seems like the Lord is putting together around this weekend that it's so cool that even if you know you can't come, I would suggest that you listen to this short episode just to hear it because I heard it and I got some goosebumps. Um, so we want to just tell you really quickly, in more detail than we can in our normal episodes, what this thing is about, why we really think it's going to be fun and beneficial, and give you an idea of what you would expect if you decide that you can make it to join us.
Great. Great. So this is a hype episode. I like that. It's a hype episode.
Yeah, you have
We
been known to be quite the hype man.
Yeah, well, I'll just throw this out that when we have done extended times together, we've had like gather ups, like the pickleball gather ups that we've done in Texas before with our people. But we've had a couple of people come to Cincinnati in groups before. Um, great, great. It's always a great time. And I always think, man, I wish we could make more of this time or extend this time. And we think there's so many wonderful things we'd like to give to guys. There have been times when you and I have been together on retreats before, and we just go, "This is so valuable. I wish everybody I know could be here." I even think of when we did the snowmobiling trip. It was just so valuable to be around those godly guys, and everybody left. We didn't. It wasn't called the Be Encouraged trip. It was called go on a snowmobiling trip for Steven's 50th birthday, but we all left like encouraged and like
Yeah.
strengthened because we are with great guys. And so we decided, by golly, we're gonna do it. And we put our producer Caitlin on the job and said, Caitlin, find us a spot that would be easy to get to, where there'd be a variety of things to do. And she gave us a kind of finalist list. We kind of did a little bit of digging. Okay, well, it looks like this would be a good spot. I've never been there. We kind of made the deal that we're going to do this place at this place called Bright Leaf Golf Resort. I don't know Bright Leaf Golf Resort, but you and I did our annual trek to Texas. And on my way to Texas, I thought, well, I'm going to stop by Bright Leaf and just take a look around the place. So my daughters and I pulled up. We see it's golf galore. So this place has, I think it has two full golf courses beside each other, and there is a par 3 golf course that kind of rings the property, even comes between the road and the little hotel area. There's a par 3, and I'll throw this in. The par 3 is lit, so you can play golf into the night. So we're kind of pulling in this place. Well, this is kind of interesting, and it feels kind of like a family camp, if I may say. There's a swimming pool there. There's groups there. I found out later it's very normal for them to have family reunions to come to this place. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, we saw on the sign out front. Again, I'm just going here because we're gonna have our Abe's Wallet retreat there. Just gonna inspect the place. There's a Bible verse on their marquee. Oh, I think, well, that's a probably good sign. So we go inside, and there's something in the lobby that's like, God bless all those who enter, or something like that. And of course, me, being loudmouth guy. Hey, Bible verse out on the thing. You think you guys want to be believers out here or something? And the lady's like, "Oh yes, very yeah. We're this is a Christian operation." And I made a comment about I saw an article up. There was an article hanging on the wall about the founder of the place. I don't forgive me. I don't even remember his name. Let's say his name was Earl, and I say, "Is Earl still around? Anybody know Earl around here?" And the lady at the desk goes, "Oh, Earl was my grandfather." Okay. And she says, "And see that guy? This is the guy you talked on the to on the phone earlier when you were said that you would be coming. See that kid in the back on there on the computer? That's my grandson. He's about 30 years old, and he runs the backroom operations and all the scheduling, etc." No kidding. And she said, "If you go into the pro shop," and I said, "We actually came through the pro shop to find the front desk." She said, "Oh, well, then you've already met my son." Okay, yes. And, she's telling us there's 5 generations of this family that work here together, and I said, "Well, this is pretty cool, lady," and I think her name was Betty. "Betty, this is pretty cool because the retreat that we're gonna be bringing here is all about all about multi-generational families ourselves," and she's like, "That's us. We're a Christian family. My grandfather bought this land because it was a dairy farm, and he had this vision that he wanted to create a golf resort." And she's like, I think it was the 40s. And she was like, that just did not exist. Nobody outside of a very swanky city played golf. And there was nothing like that around that anybody had ever heard of. And she's like, he wasn't even much of a golfer himself. And he's since become a PGA certified pro and blah, blah, blah. But, she's like, "It's a very weird thing that he was doing, and he built these golf course." "You see that house right over there? I grew up in that house." "You're kidding me." "Yeah." She said, "And now I live right over there." And they've built all of these houses. There's a windmill on the place, and under the windmill, of course, a windmill, if you might not know, is a pump. And so, at the bottom of the windmill, there is a tank, and it's full of water, and they've got landscaping around it. And she's like, "I grew up swimming in that tank that's at the bottom of that windmill." "Okay, wow, this is very much a family property." She said, "Oh, it totally is." And people started coming here in droves. And my grandfather realized what we need is to put like a hotel space so that when people come here, whether it's a group of men coming here for a weekend or if it's a family, that they can stay here. And this is a really cool little tale that she told us. There is a historical hotel in the city. I can't even, this is how bad my memory is. I can't even remember the town that it's in. You would think, I don't even know the town. Harrodsburg. Harrodsburg. There you go. Harrodsburg. In Harrodsburg, there's a historical hotel, and she said, "My grandfather went to the proprietor of the historic hotel and said, 'I don't wanna be swooping in on any of your business, Bob, but we're thinking of putting some rooms in. What do you think of that? Would you give us permission? Do we have your blessing to do that?'" Really honorable. And the guy at the historical hotel, "We got people coming in. We're coming out of our ears with people. Go ahead, do whatever you want." They built a hotel. In the years, they built more rooms. I think now they have something like 130 rooms. And she just said, "We're just going to roll out the red carpet for you guys. You can have as many rooms as you need, and we'll give you our whatever meeting room will best fit your needs. And we'll just let you take over the dining room whenever y'all need to. And we'll give everybody golf carts that come here. And y'all can just have the run of the place. We'll make sure you're taken care of." And I thought, Betty, we couldn't be at a better spot. I was just kind of like, I was there with my girls, kept looking at my girls, go, "This is really cool." And she was just so accommodating and so happy for us to be there. Well, after we left, we're going to do one more thing in town and while we start on our trip to Texas. We were going to stop off at this strawberry picking fields. So we pull off on this farm, follow this dirt road back, and I'm picking strawberries with my daughters, and we're going to take them to Texas to grandma, who's going to all make us a pie. As I don't know, that seems like a Hallmark movie, but it really happened. Anyhow, we're picking strawberries, and we talk to the people, and at the table where they're checking us out for picking the strawberries, they've got gospel tracks out, and I'm kind of punching my daughters in the ribs. Goes, the country people, they love Jesus. They get it. And they start talking about. We made a comment about that, and they start talking about, oh yeah, we're a multi-generational family farm. We really believe in that your finances are connected to your physical life, are connected to your spiritual life, and we just think all of those things fold in on each other. And I was kind of thinking, hey, can I have a business card? And I was thinking, I got to contact the dude that runs this farm. Maybe he needs to speak at our weekend because I mean, they're talking five capitals and I didn't even ask. So I think we might have two speakers already lined up that are going to speak at our weekend. Anyhow, like you said, it almost feels like things are lining up by the grace of God that we're going to just have a terrific weekend. So that's the story.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool just to hear that. And if you're listening and going, nice story. I don't play golf. We can see who's signing up and who's indicated will be golfers or not. And so far, more people are coming for non-golfing than
Right.
golfing.
Right.
So if you're a golfer, come on, there's going to be golf fun.
Yes.
If you're not a golfer, man, there's distillery tours, there's hikes,
Yes.
there's water to go do water things in. There's all sorts of opportunities. So we're gonna have a good time. I just wanted people to have a basic idea of what to expect. There's a reason we didn't just do a conference where we're gonna have speakers come in and talk at you. This will be interactive workshop together
Yes.
time. There will be time to disagree with each other. We will be kind of midrash style discussing things, and you're free to come and disagree with Steven and I.
Yeah. Knock yourself
That would
out.
be fun. Um, and so it'll really be interactive. We won't be spending hours upon hours in the conference room just going through material. We're going to go through some material and then we're going to go have fun outside. And then we're
Yes.
going to go through a little material and then go have fun outside and maybe eat a
Yes.
meal together and then go take all the non-golfers and see what happens on the par 3 course once it gets dark. Who knows? There's all sorts of
Yes.
things. Um,
Yes.
but, I'm looking forward to it. There's options to fly into Cincinnati, and we're going to orchestrate some carpooling options to get you to the resort from there. There are other airports that you can fly into.
Or Lexington or Louisville. So if I was you, if that was me, I'd be pricing Lexington, Louisville, and Cincinnati airports. Um, Lexington and Louisville are the closest, but I don't know how it prices out for people airfare wise. So just something to think about.
And in case you're nervous about hoity-toity golf resort type life, um, this place is I would call it down to earth. We did our very best to find a place that would keep costs low. Now, if it's $1,000 or if it's $1,200, we acknowledge that that's a big expense for a lot of people, and yet we did everything we could to keep it where a lot of people could go. So that means we didn't host this at a ultra luxury resort where we would have had to charge $4,000 just to
Yeah.
pay for the facilities. Um, and I personally kind of like that. I like the fact that we're going to have run of the place is beautiful. But if your thing is going to the spa at the Four Seasons, you might want to wait until a future Abe's Wallet retreat where we're going to, I don't know, if enough of you want that, then maybe our wives will lead a retreat to a spa resort. I don't know.
I was thinking the same thing.
But yeah, that's it. I know that this will probably fill pretty soon after this ad runs. So get on it if you're interested. Some of you that are listening to this, I have personally reached out to and said, I want you there. So consider this the same thing from me to you, whether or not we've ever met in person or not, because I would love to meet you, and I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah. I just want to say one more note about the why we call it a work it weekend. And that is because, as you said, it's going to be personalized. By the time you leave the weekend, you will have a personal plan for working five capitals in your life. And the great benefit is that you'll have me and Mark and a bunch of other sharp dudes around you to sharpen you and to make sure that this plan is personalized, that it's doable, um, and motivates you going forward. So that's what really excites me. It's why we've kind of capped how many people can come. We're not looking to fill an auditorium that we can yell at. We want to work with you and talk with you, which is part of the reason that we're going to have a lot of downtime. And we've chosen activities. We're not, there's no like, it's always frustrates me when I'm with guys and it's like, we're all going to do a paintball wars. And I'm thinking, well, we won't really be able to talk as we're doing that, but you can talk when you're golfing. You can talk when you're hiking or canoeing and touring. So we're going to have plenty of time for overlap with everybody. Very much looking forward to it. And by golly, as Mark said, we friggin' want you there. We just, I know the benefit for myself of taking the time and money to carve out time where I'm going to be with sharp guys who are going to encourage me and sharpen me. And it's always worth it to me. So we want to provide that kind of thing for our guys.
Yeah. I know I kind of already signed off, but I got to jump back in and say
Okay.
last benefit here is of the guys who are already coming, they are guys who have started businesses and gone out into entrepreneurship and guys who are doing all different types of jobs all around the country.
True.
And one of the benefits is not just hearing from Mark and Steven and developing your five capitals plan based on our framework. It's also, I think, maybe the biggest benefit. You're going to get relationships and new connections with people who maybe it's on the family front, maybe it's on a business front, maybe it's just a hey, you seem to really have this one area of life nailed down. Can I follow up with you? That's one thing we really, really want to happen is that those relationships would happen and that they would bless your family, not just for the weekend, but maybe for the next year, 5 years, who knows, for the rest of your life, that there would be some relationships formed because our listeners are really incredible human beings. And whenever we can have an opportunity to put them together, really cool stuff happens.
Wonderful. So one more time, we'd love to see you October 11 through 13 at the Bright Leaf Golf Resort in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, for our five capitals Abe's Wallet Work It weekend. It's going to be a blast. Oh yeah, and there's a discount for the first people that sign up, so do it.